Hello, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So, first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet. And for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or Raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second, if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast. Hello, everyone. Sorry, too many buttons to click all at once there. But hello, welcome back to Water. It's been a hot second since we had an episode, so I'm really excited to get this going. Last episode, I almost said last week, but it's last episode, we had some very interesting things happen, such as finding a habitat builder, which is going to come in handy for sure. Some more weird technology possessed stuff from Wilfred. And I think that was about it for the really big stuff. There was also a lot of smaller things like finding sustainable food sources and water sources and things like that. And this great little place on this little island with some sort of weird technology shack on the top of the mountain that in no way is ominous or creepy. Um, so yeah, a lot of really cool stuff happened. Before we jump back into all of that, before we get our feet wet, if you will, we're going to introduce everybody and talk a little bit about the sponsors real quick. Fundamental RPG, which this game runs on, and Grinding Coffee Company. So if you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVEN, RAVVYN, you can get 13% off your order, and it's really good coffee. I've now had some myself, and it's really good, and I have more on the way. So definitely check it out if you're a big fan of coffee. With that, let's do our introductions, and I'm going to go reverse order from what I usually do. Let's start with Econorlax. Tell us a little bit about Boris and yourself, and remind us what Boris looks like.
Is that reverse order if you always do it in reverse order?
The
Well,
world may
I'm
never know.
Maybe.
I'm Ekinorlax. I will be playing Boris. He's your typical Russian non-commissioned officer, down to the trademark thick mustache and Telnyashka undershirt. Well, as non-commissioned officer, he was a low-ranking member of the engineering team, and now he's a leader of this engineering team that will probably try to engineer a little base for themselves now. But anyway, shit is still way above over his pay grade.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Jay. Tell us a little bit about Tamsin and yourself, and remind us what Tamsin looks like.
Well, Tamsin is the astrophysicist, or was on board until everything crashed, and she's the one that found out that they're going to be out here for probably the better part of a year before anyone even knows they're missing. So she's mostly just trying to find better things to survive with and trying to stave off existentialism as much as possible. She looks like she looks like the cool grandma that gives you the presents you actually wanted, even though your parents said no. She's about 60, I think she's mid 60s, darker complexion, stark white, kind of short hair. Yeah. As for me, I play here on the Blackfeather Guild, and I'm a streamer as well. And yeah, I'll do all that in the outro. I got no energy.
No worries. And then Leland is having some internet issues tonight, so unfortunately he won't be able to join us. But he plays Lyle, who was the ship's barber, who is surprisingly still alive despite several near-death experiences where other crew members died. And he is the keeper of Quackers, the Bosco brand emotional support duck. So that's a little bit about Lyle, and then we've got Owen, who was a chef on the ship, and he's played by Tactric, who was not able to be here tonight for other reasons, visiting with family and things like that, and just was not able to get to a computer. But they play Owen, who's the chef, and he's been doing a pretty good job of what's the word I'm looking for? Getting the most use out of the food resources that have been found. So stretching the food supplies quite a bit. And he's also pretty interested in what Wilfred has to say, which brings us to Zan. Tell us a little bit about yourself, the very interesting and totally not alien possessed Wilfred, and remind us what he looks like.
Yeah, so Wilfred is a kind of mid 30s or so, fair skinned guy, dark slick back hair, where tries to keep himself looking as nice as he possibly can. Has a few scars, a little banged up here and there. I think recently suffered some small injuries in our last session, but is Yeah, he's definitely 100% legit. Has not had any new revelation experiences. Is not definitely starting a cult. You know, we're all in this for the best of intentions. And I'm Zan. I am the person who is playing Wilfred, obviously, and I am a professional GM and storyteller and content creator and all that good fun stuff. So yeah, you can find me at insanitygaming.com or twitter.com/insanityttrpg if you're interested or got questions or anything.
Fantastic. And then last but not least, we've got Alex. Tell us a little bit about Susie and yourself, and remind us what Susie looks like.
Hi, I'm Alex. I play here on the Black Feather Guild and occasionally over on Jay's stream. So Susie is a 15-year-old with a knife who found out her parent is dead and has adopted a new parent. That parent is now Boris. She's got a fairly round, darker skinned, West Coast native American sort of look, with rainbow colored hair.
Fantastic. And we left off. Susie's a cat. She's adopting people. That's amazing. We left off last episode with everybody having a very, very good meal, plenty of water, and I believe everyone was sleeping in the lean-to or on the pontoon boat, one or the other. So you're all well rested, you're all well fed, and it's the next morning. What do you want to do? How do you approach the day?
I'll just start with a healthy jog around the island. I'll ask anybody if they want to come with me.
I think Tamsin would probably go with you because I think she's got some questions.
Okay.
Susie's gonna sort of scope around the edges of the island and see if she can't find anything like tide pools.
Find, what was that last part?
She's looking for tide pools.
Tide pools. Okay.
Boris is accompanying her just to look for stuff.
No one's but the party.
Okay. In that case, yeah, Susie, give me a, let's see, we're trying to, differentiate between first edition and second edition fundamental. Naturalist check. To look for these tide pools.
Whew.
21? Yeah, you managed to find a tide pool, or maybe like two of them around the entire island. And there's a few shellfish and different creatures like that. You're able to gather up about 4 edible fish out of all that. You're muted.
She's also basically going to be harvesting like grasses and sticks and stuff so she can start making rope.
Okay.
And she's basically going to be setting up intake flow. So basically, when fish swim into the tide pool as the tide's coming in, they can't swim back out of it.
Okay, yeah, let's do another naturalist check for that. 16? Yeah, it's pretty rudimentary, but you're able to do it. Try and catch some more fish that way. Thanks so much for that subscription, Patrick. Sorry, what was that?
That way, it kind of keeps it a steady supply of food between that and the crab balls.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that subscription, Patrick. How would you like to use that $5? You can do, of course, 2 plot points, a plot point and a d6, or 2d6. Oh, no worries at all. No worries at all. Patrick said, sorry I couldn't play tonight, but wanted to help how I can. We appreciate it.
Patrick's always so sweet.
Let's do 2d6, and I'm assuming that is to the cast. But feel free to let me know if I'm wrong.
So it's the cast.
Say it's the cast.
I was worried he was going to do a plot point for you, Father. Just like oh yes, Wilfred finds something I left for him.
Oh, that's funny. Alright, 2d6 to the cast.
Oh, and two,
Which means-
the likeness of fish coming.
I only should just the foot when I'm there to suffer too. That's great.
Boris,
Okay.
I was gonna say, also to increase his chances, she is gonna sacrifice 2 of those edible fish amounts, basically set up as bait inside the tide pools.
Nice.
Okay.
Boris keeps asking Susie questions how things work.
Oh, and
considering
Susie's
that-
explaining it, like she's explaining the theory of it, and pointing out you can tell these are bivalves because they got this and this.
So we're having a picnic in the cove.
Grab some
Alright,
fruit,
cool.
we chill out. You know,
What about Tamsin? What's Tamsin doing?
Tamsin is accompanying Wilfred on his jog.
Okay.
We're gonna have a little conversation. You and I.
talk.
Yeah, a little tat. Just figure out what the hell's going on in that crazy brain of yours.
excuse me.
No worries.
Pretty much as soon as we're out of earshot, I think Tamsin would start with the questions of like, so what? How are you feeling lately? Everything okay?
Is Tamsin still jogging along with Wilfred?
Mhm.
Okay. Then Wilfred will keep pace and go, well, these last couple days I really feel like I've been running at top gear, Feel like the distractions are kind of out of the way, and I'm really seeing my purpose for what it is. How are you doing?
Oh,
Thanks for being willing to come out for this dog with me.
well, of
I
course
do appreciate it.
we haven't had room to really walk around, so I could use the exercise. Being cooped up in the fridge and in the tub, it's not really, unless there's lab equipment, it's not usually my style.
Yeah.
Um,
The wind out here on the island is so nice.
it's strangely refreshing. I'm really enjoying it. What I wanted to talk about though was your how did you call it? Your premonition, your feeling, your gut feeling that there was something down there.
Yeah.
Is it really a gut feeling?
Let me take a little look-see at some things.
How far are we from base, and could I drag Tamsin's body into the water?
So Raven, I have a passive intuition of
God.
16.
Okay.
Does it feel like Tamsin is coming to me from general curiosity, or from trying to build a common ground, or from suspicion?
I'm gonna be
It's a
honest,
good
it's a little
question.
bit of both.
Tamsin, are you trying to hide the fact that you're a little suspicious?
God no. I'm
Okay.
I'm wildly suspicious, but it's from a point of science and knowledge, more so than it is are you hiding something from us? And I'm more poking and prodding because I'm genuinely curious, but from a scientific standpoint rather than just
Okay.
what's going
so,
on?
Sort of like I believe that you believe this kind of
Yeah.
thing, but I want more information.
Exactly. I want some hard facts. I want to know
Okay.
more what's going on.
Then yeah, that is what you are able to glean from that, Wilfred.
Well, to tell you the truth, it's a little yes and a little no. I did kind of feel as though there was something going to be special out in that area. But once we got out there, I saw it clear as day. It was there was something about it. The water seemed to metaphorically part in front of it.
So when you say you saw it, you didn't actually see it, you just kind of saw it?
I knew that there was going to be something out there, and then once we got in that vicinity, I saw it. You know, we see things all the time. So we see the mountain, we see the shore, but the not with the haze of everyday life. This was a supernatural clarity.
Yeah.
I know it sounds awful hard to believe. I understand.
Your beliefs are your own, Wilfred. I'm not going to challenge that. I just have a hard time believing you saw it without some kind of device or something else like that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I just knew the right place to look.
Okay, well, ruling out gut feeling for the moment. I know we kind of talked about it, but how did you survive your swim? Because I know you didn't see it, but we've lost a lot of people, like 3, I think, maybe, if not 4 now, to whatever is living in the water. Whether it's big or small, everything on this planet seems keen to kill us. And you swam in the middle of the night here.
That I did.
Forgive me if I sound a little accusatory, but I have trouble believing you did that without help.
Well, you know me. You know I'm not a terribly smart man. I wouldn't be crafty enough to come up with any kind of ingenious solutions on my own. I was definitely helped, but it was simply from the divine. I swam out here. I made it a little more than halfway. I could see the island, so I know I wasn't too far away. But I was losing strength real quick, and I thought, I actually thought that I might be about to go under. And apparently something else did too. And some beasts showed up, and they tried to make a meal of me, and I sure thought I was a goner. But I woke up on the shore. And as for what happened in between, I'm not a lying man. I couldn't let you know on that one. I'm not sure myself. But I'm here.
You're here. I can't argue that. I don't mean to seem like I'm prying too much. It's just it's all a little too strange for me.
To interject something in here,
Mhm.
so is Wilfred actively trying to withhold the
I
information
was
about
gonna ask,
the
yeah.
metal hand and the glowing eyes and
Oh my
whatnot?
god.
Yes, Wilfred is actively bypassing that information. He's not
Okay.
lying. He's just choosing to omit information.
Your Honor, I'm
Let's-
just a simple habit chicken from a backwoods asteroid. Thank you, Patrick. Oh my god.
I have not thought about that show in a while. Oh, that's great. Speaking of Owen, I'm gonna borrow that character sheet real quick. Zan,
Yeah.
let me have you roll charm.
Okay.
And Tamsin, have you roll
Gut feeling.
discipline.
Discipline. Okay.
Or gut feeling would work too.
Okay. Well, they're the same. So,
Let's see.
17,
Ooh.
which is not great. Don't worry. I've only got a +4. I think you'll do fine. Yep.
21.
Just fine.
Okay. Yeah, it seems.
Seems legit.
It seems like Wilfred's telling the whole truth and not omitting anything at all.
All right. Yeah, I would say Tamsin believes it. She doesn't like that she believes it, but she believes it. Something's off about it, but it's like, you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now. I can't say that she trusts him though.
No, I don't think many people do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think with the stream of questions
Mhm.
thickening up, I think he's gonna like slow down for a second and try to catch his breath.
Okay. Yeah, so Tamsin would do the same. She'd like kind of keep pace with him throughout the whole jog.
Now,
Okay.
excuse me if I'm overstepping my bounds or saying something out of turn, but it seems like some of the others are highly suspect of me.
Can you blame them?
I mean, it's not my role to blame anyone.
Right, but what I mean is your whole circumstance is out of left field, for lack of a better phrase. You just swam here in the middle of the night, survived with what looks like no major injuries. You're not limping or anything. And you just had a sense, you saw something down in the ruins. Listen, science has been my life for at least 4 decades now, and even I suspect you have something weird. So there's a little too many pieces that don't click together. I'll do my best to try and convince them not to lynch you out of turn.
That would be appreciated.
We all need to, stick together. We need to be, working as a whole and trusting each other. But I'm going to tell you right now, Wilfred, that trust has to get earned.
Well, I'm not honestly sure what it is. I'm sorry. I miss out on a few smaller cues sometimes. I'm not entirely sure what it is that I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to help. I'm helping build shelter. I'm
It's
helping
not
with
that you're
food.
doing anything wrong, Wilfred. It's just that you're acting a little odd. Which I know, given our circumstances, does not mean a lot, but
I mean, you all knew me for what, a day before I decided to venture out here?
yeah.
A day of me waking up on a strange planet with people that I didn't know. That seems hard, that seems like a hard baseline for normal.
And that's what I mean. We're all dealing with this in our own ways. Some of us less, safely than others. But what we're saying is, if you came out of your cryopod day one and that same night you decided to venture off into the waters despite us telling you it's wicked dangerous, it raises some questions as to your mental health.
I see.
So I don't think that you are unbalanced in any way. I just think that there's certain ways of thinking that you have that we won't be able to mimic or relate to. And I think given enough time, we can smooth over those. But right now, people are going to be on edge. Hell, I'm on edge. This whole situation has me on edge. I've watched people that I grew attached to, they didn't come back. There is an implicit trust in survivors, Wilfred.
I see.
And I think to them, you broke that.
Well, I thank you for speaking so candidly with me.
It's rare I don't. I think that's something you'll learn about me pretty quickly.
If there's anything I can do to return the favor, please don't hesitate to let me know. Kindness deserves kindness in return.
Just speak plainly. That's all I ask.
Okay.
Can I make a gut feeling check?
Sure. What are you trying to gut feel?
I'm trying to gut feel if Tamsin can keep a secret.
Oh, God.
Okay. Go ahead and roll gut feeling.
30.
feel free to correct me, but I'm imagining you're getting the feeling that no, Tamsin is horrible at keeping
Yeah, no.
secrets.
Tamsin with a secret is like the first kid to wake up on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
She can keep it for like maybe an hour at best. How long did I keep the info about us being stuck here for 8 months? What was that, 2 days?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you kind of let a bit of that slip.
Tiny bit. Yeah, Tamsin
Okay.
is garbage at secrets,
All right.
which sucks because I really want to know.
So,
Yeah, no, I'll just smile and say, well, that's a good bit of a break. You wanna continue?
Yeah, let's keep going.
okay. While everyone else is doing all of this, Lyle and Owen are going hunting for mushrooms in some of the caves in the mountain.
Ooh.
So they're good. So they're gone for a while.
Mushrooms.
If only
So pop back
Lemuel
over
was
to-
here.
I know, right? Popping back over to Susie and Boris then. So you've had a pretty good time. You've gotten these tide pool traps set up and gathered plenty of leaves, grass, sticks, whatever you need to build basic rope and things like that. What do you do now?
I asked the big question, kind of big. For Boris, it's big. Now we have this base fabricator. It's time we build us some better shelter, but I keep wondering whether should we do here or at the fridge, because there's a much bigger power source, and there are cryopods we should be taking care about. What do you think about
we
that,
should probably
Susie?
set up a base over there, and that way we can like keep an eye if anybody else wakes up. Besides, I get the feeling that creepy Jedi guy wants to stay here.
This island is nice, dry land, but it also creeps me out. As well, because of this hat and antenna. Like, I know.
That and it's an active volcano.
Wait,
Oh,
you didn't tell us that before.
Well, you were standing on top of the crater. I
But
figured you'd knew.
Active volcano gets smoke, explosions, and stuff.
Okay,
this
well,
I was
it's,
just-
it's dormant, but we don't know how long it's going to be dormant for.
In this sense, active. Okay.
It's
Sleeping,
active
but-
in that there's like activity, as in there's lava close enough to the surface that the heat is coming through.
I will tell you something. After meeting 150-meter long creatures, I refuse to believe the volcano will erupt in less than a month, because that would be freaking too much.
Well, I'm not a volcanologist. I don't know.
Okay. So your vote is on the base there. Okay. Let's talk with the rest. Now we found those batteries, I can refill the jet skis, and we can go back with some stuff.
And the sail's working pretty good too.
Oh. Actually, I'm not good at boating unless these are space boats. So actually, I have no idea which will speed us better.
Well, it all depends on how much of a wind we got going behind us, so we can cross cut on the wind.
In other words, we'll see.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
let's get back.
All right. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to do before meeting up, I'd say that's probably a good point for you all to meet back up at your little camp. Lyle and Owen come back with armfuls of mushrooms, so you'll have plenty of food for the day, assuming
Do they
you
look
all end up back
lucid
here
or
at the end of the
trippy?
day. What'd you say?
Do they look lucid or trippy?
Oh, they look lucid. They look fine.
Okay.
They're
Lyle, how can
edible
you tell?
mountain.
How tightly
That's
he's holding
fair.
quackers.
Yeah. So with that, don't add anything to the inventory or anything like that. Just at the end of the day, you will have enough mushrooms that you can be full.
Mushrooms.
That is going to be their contribution for the episode. Is enough mushrooms that you can all be full at the end of the day, assuming you all end or eat at some point on the island.
That's ominous. I don't like
Um,
Okay. So once we see each other, Boris asks you two. So, Tamsin, guide. What do you believe? Where we should build our base now we have this habitat builder? Because here is dry land, and that's good. But there is cryopods we need to take care of, and powerful, well, much bigger than anything that we will be able to fabricate power source. This base will need power.
Well, the tub can move. And that's how
But
we got it moving
yes,
in the
but
first
not
time.
the fridge.
Not the fridge. I wouldn't want to wake up with no one there. So
Seems fair, doesn't it?
yeah. Like we can't very well just leave a post-it note and say, "Hey, when you wake up, come to these coordinates." Right?
Well, the shallows would be, as far as I understand the tides, pretty. Well, they are pretty dangerous in storms,
Definitely.
but with strong titanium, I guess. Well,
Yeah, if we have some good foundations laid down, we'll be fine for rainstorms.
Yeah.
I guess we can build it strong enough to counteract that.
As much as I like this island, I don't know that I want to live here. We don't know enough about it. There's, this weird tech. There could be other things here. As much as I'd love to be able to walk around every day, I don't know.
Boris looks like he was stricken with some ugly thought. I just imagined a cross between those bobbit worms and earthworms that could live here we haven't seen.
Oh, Boris. Oh, I didn't need to think about that. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm not living here. Not unless that thing is raised up 6 feet.
Well, I can certainly take care of that. If y'all would like to go back to the island for some time, I can busy my days away getting what we can out of here, and building us a shelter that might be a little bit more livable. So
To
to
be
speak.
fair, we should duplicate this habitat builder as soon as possible, as soon as we have the resources.
Definitely.
You do have the. If you didn't before, you definitely do now have the blueprint for how to build it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For the tools, the structure fabricator. That's what it was.
Could be. So you're okay just living here by yourself, Wilfred?
Well, I assume it won't be forever.
Well, no, but I mean, it could be for a while.
Well, it's not like you all are just gonna leave me out here to die.
No, I don't mean
assume
that.
You'll be coming back, every couple of days or so to.
Some of us, yeah, I would suspect so.
No,
I would say even more often than that. This
Okay.
island, well, as Tamsin you said, we are looking for a long-term vacation here. It's our
Yeah,
best chance for agriculture.
it is because we can't. There's so much we would have to do to make the shallows work, but we can't leave all those cryopods.
No, I understand. Someone has to shepherd the sheep.
What I
But,
would say though is,
Boris looks around.
yeah, right. Didn't see any sheep on the island. With that said, though, I think we could move the tub over here once we get our own power for the fridge.
Oh, the power source I talked about is in the fridge.
Oh, well, then,
The fridge has its own generator for powering the cryopods. and I believe you've got 4 solar panels, which are powering your desalinators.
We haven't tapped the the generator for other stuff than cryopods, but in case, it is powerful source. Its entire ship section.
And we could always make more generators. Yeah. I think given all that, I think the tub could move here. We could even set up our own radio transmitter from it if we need to, and maybe move it around.
And we certainly can make faster boats with powerful engines.
Definitely.
Once we fill that stupid computer with a semblance of its old memory state.
Mm-hmm. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We did find the battery charger last time, right?
Mhm.
I distinctly remember being happy about that. So I think we're in good shape.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Now, this is gonna seem like a wild question, I know, but do we perhaps have any paper or anything? If I'm gonna be, kind of, for lack of a better term, hermiting out here, it'd be nice to be able to make a map. Maybe
Well, you could
keep,
use the PDA.
Right. Just kind of looks at the scanner and is like, oh shit, I gotta learn how to use this thing.
I can teach you how to use it. I've been using these for years.
That would be appreciated.
I was the 60-year-old grandma teaching the 30-year-old how to use a PDA.
It's great. It's great. I mean, you can also make paper if you wanted to
Needless use of resources.
with the fabricator. The scripture will be digital first. Okay. So, sounds like you've got a game plan. Are you all heading back to the boat, except for Wilfred, then?
Well, maybe we can leave Lyle. Lyle. I was mistake playing with character again. And Owen to continue gathering food stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna stay on the island, gathering food and preparing it and whatnot.
And
They're
keeping
getting
the
everything ready
guide
for
company.
the evening meal. Yeah.
Leave the sheep to tend the shepherd.
The only
All
one
right.
on the island Susie trusts now is Quackers.
I
Oh
wouldn't.
goodness.
I wouldn't. It's Bosco brand.
Yep. It's
on
marketed
Julio.
as a duck, clearly a Rosier spoonbill. There's,
Hey, its loyalties are known to her, therefore she trusts it.
I see. Well, give me a quick sight roll as you all roll up to the boat.
Oh, this is my jam. If I fail this, I swear. I've got like bloody. I've got 12 in sight.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
I got a 20 with an 8. So 20, 20,
Nice.
20.
3 20s. That's
Wow.
That is wild.
so that's
Uh,
right.
Yeah.
yeah. So all of you notice that the sail that was set up and it was so expertly rigged up
Mhm.
is now completely disassembled on the top of the boat.
Don't say.
Nothing's torn or broken, but it is completely disassembled.
What the hell?
Jay, are you smiling yet?
Oh, the players know what this is, but the characters have no clue.
Nope. My
Oh, players didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Now they have.
honestly, my first thought was like, Sam, are you doing like private stuff behind our backs?
Okay. Hello,
All
old
of this
friend.
suspicion.
That is exactly what Susie is like. Who the
I only say
fuck
that.
touched my boat?
I only say that because I would do that in your place. I'd be like, Raven, can I just disassemble this while they're not paying attention?
Boris checks for the presence of engines.
The engines are there. Everything else seems to be just fine. You can do a more detailed search of the boat if you would like, but as you look at the engines and everything that's, immediately visible, it all looks perfectly fine. It's just that the sail, so like the mast, the ropes, the pulleys, everything that you set up for it, it's all just disassembled and lying on the surface of the boat.
Was anyone around the boat, like or rather, was anyone near where the boat is between the last time we set it up and now?
Last time we were late evening when we finished the sail, and since then nobody we know was around.
Ancient aliens.
So yeah, what the hell?
So Susie, you could easily put it back together.
Susie's gonna check the rest of the boat, like hardcore inspection first.
Good call.
Okay.
That's why Boris went
yeah.
with engines.
Can I do a thorough look over
Yes.
of the sails, see if there's anything on them or like?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sight?
Yes, it's gonna be sight for both of you.
Okay.
Damn it, 13.
27.
And 27. So with a 13, it's a sail, and you're able to verify that all the components that you used are there. It's basically like if you put together, an IKEA shelf, and then suddenly you came back the next day and it was all exactly like you got it out of the box, complete with pile of screws right next to it.
Roommate.
But Tamsin, with a 27, looking at the sail, you notice there's like one little circle indentation on a corner of the fabric, the fiber, whatever.
Right.
Was
Like a
used.
mesh. Does it look like a tool mark or something?
It's just a circle.
I'll point it out to Susie. Like, was this here before? Is this a mark you did?
Can I use my naturalist to tell what it is?
Yes, you can certainly try. And I think you've got some points in
It
marine
was
biology
a
or something like
table
that,
saw,
right?
I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. Let me double
Yeah,
check.
they're working on the room next door.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have
That might have
trade.
been
Actually, I have trade fishing. Can I use that?
no.
I would have seen
Not in this
octopus
case.
sucker marks.
Yes, but putting
Yes, but
two
no.
and two together here is not fishing.
24.
24. Now you can put two and two together. You're like, that kind of looks like a suction cup, like maybe an octopus sucker tentacle thing.
Fuck, we got an octopi.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that the huge ones have
No,
Like
there's a
tentacles.
lot- Well, yeah, that's expected for something 150 feet long. A terror monster. No, this is way smaller.
Oh yeah,
Are
but
Besides,
wait.
I don't doubt they'd be able to beach themselves this high up.
you telling me an octopus did this?
Well, that's what it looks like to me.
Well,
Okay,
I
so
know.
there's some sort of octopus in this area that likes to come out and fuck with your shit.
But why
okay.
didn't it take anything?
Wait. So, octopi on Earth are not stupid, as far as I understand. As for
Right.
their position in the evolution and so on. So, if they evolved, who tells the aliens don't have tentacles? Aliens and tentacles. That just. But sorry, but it's there.
I think I know. I think I see where you're going with it. Okay, but again, why would it take it apart but not take anything with it?
Have you met an octopus?
Have you met an alien?
Wait,
There are.
Suzanne's character.
I knew we would not reach a
He's alien adjacent as best.
conclusion here. Yeah.
Like, well, we're on an aquatic planet. It makes sense for tentacles to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
and obviously this is a sign of like pure curiosity if they're not actually taking anything. They didn't need any of this. They just took it apart.
Would I be able to set up a PDA or something as like a
I have
wildlife
this
camera?
Yeah, I think you could probably do that. Give me a tech engineering
Sure.
roll, just to make the settings right. But it's easy DC, so 15 is all you need.
19.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you're able to set it up as like a monitor essentially. You can even link it to somebody else's PDA.
Okay, I think we should probably stay here one more night, just to see if this thing, because if this thing's taking apart a sail, what else is it going to want to take apart?
Actually, I wouldn't stay a night here.
Yeah.
We need
wouldn't
to
it
go
be
to
better
base
like,
and check if it is in disassembled.
Okay, that's a good point too.
Yeah.
I'll stay here for the night because it's my PDA.
Okay, we will be sailing, motorboating, whatever.
You could probably set it up actually by one of the fish traps.
What
I
now?
found-
Did I say something stupid again?
What?
We my grandmother used to tell me about something called motorboating, and I don't think it means quite what it means nowadays.
What's motorboating?
I don't know.
Okay,
but
I'm.
apparently it was quite dirty, I guess, in her age.
Why would motorboats be dirty?
I don't listen. They were into some weird stuff.
Why were they into dirty motorboats? Was it like a
You-
pollution thing that they like to do?
You are 15.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aha!
yeah.
Now I get it.
Yep, that is.
Get what?
I'll
No.
explain.
Whatever.
No.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Sorry, I could relax. I couldn't resist that one.
The thought crossed my mind. I was like, no, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
I
good.
love that.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say to Tam before you guys got weird about motorboats. Is it like an old people sex thing?
It's listen. What's your point?
I was gonna say if you need someplace to set up to watch for disassembly that's by the water, there's 2 tide pools that I got set up with fish traps.
Oh, right. It's
You could
similar
use
structure
those
of
to-
nose
to
lines like a
observation.
sail.
Could
In
be,
a
but
way.
I'm less worried about your fish traps and more worried about anything else we've got built. Like if they start disassembling the lean-to.
Well,
Well, if you're in the lean-to, I doubt they'll disassemble it.
also, I don't think they like to move far out of water.
Yeah, because the this was right by the beach. They haven't come up that far yet.
That we know of.
Well, do you want to come back with us then, so you don't have to worry about them?
No, I want to figure out where they are so that we know where not to build things. And
Okay, we
I
have all
presume Wilfred also
PDAs.
wants to know.
We can leave mine in the cove. We will be traversing this route a few times.
Yeah,
days.
we'll separate things out and
Also, consider it quite possible they are only nocturnal because, well, the sun and things that needs us to stay wet are not going hand in hand.
right, they would dry out. Yeah, that's a good point.
So they might be nocturnal. At least in the amphibian sense. Well, the
Mhm.
amphibian part might be nocturnal.
I think I know what you mean, Boris. You're okay with that, Wilfred? This is kind of your island, I suppose.
I suppose he would like to know whether he has tentacled guests last night.
I've already constructed a lean-to here, and nobody seemed to bother it. So, I've gone so far as to leave food out not too far from the shore. I feel safe.
Okay, well, give us. I'm going to leave a PDA with you anyway. Give us a heads up if anything does happen.
Of course, we'll do.
So once my
So,
PDA as camera, Tamsin PDAs as transmission device and Susie's PDA as well our side.
Hmm.
Okay, so you've got Tamsin's PDA set up on the boat to watch, right?
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
why?
Or, like,
we
on
are we
board
are
or something.
we are going to take the boat ourselves to back
We've
to
got
base.
we've got one set up at the cove. We've got one with us, I guess, and then
Okay.
someone else is just not connected to it. So I think that's
Okay.
yeah.
Because those are your way of communicating as
Mhm.
well with each other.
I mean, y'all, out of game, like y'all don't have to leave. Oh god. Out of game, y'all don't have to like leave those with me. I do have Patrick and Leland's.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Wilfred would have his own as well.
Yeah.
Like everybody coming out of the cryopod just has
Yeah.
one.
I also
Ah,
did
I
give
f-
us the earbud things.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I don't
Okay,
know if
okay,
those
I
work for
thought-
the PDAs.
They're like Bluetooth with the PDA.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay,
if
so
you don't
only
have the
Boris is
PDA,
stays in
the
the cove.
earbud's not gonna really do anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Got to work on doing.
That's just
a new thing.
important to clarify because if I don't know, one of you got separated from the group somehow. And you didn't have it,
Mhm.
then things can
Of course,
happen.
things some
Um,
kind of thing.
Okay, I will always have a dedicated PDA carrier with me.
Let's make about 20 more PDAs.
Not that I'm trying to make you all paranoid. at
No, you're
all.
not trying. You're so
Actually, I already have this thought of setting a lot of security cameras everywhere. So
Okay, so you've got the boat. Are you putting the sail back together, Susie?
Yes.
but we can do
Okay.
while moving already.
Sure. If you want to do it while you're moving, it'll be just a little bit more difficult. But do a mechanical engineering check, and just don't roll a 1.
Roll a 2 instead.
Oh.
See,
Hey,
not
nat
one.
20. So it's gonna make that a 33.
Yep.
Yeah, easily. You get it set up in no time. By the time you get back to the fridge, it's all set up and ready to go.
heck yes.
And when you pull up to the fridge, everything looks fine. Everything's right where you left it.
I'm gonna go check the tub and make sure the fabricator is still there.
Same,
The fabricator is still
Okay.
still there.
same with stuff on the fridge.
Yeah, the fridge is perfectly fine. Tamsin, you do notice that the water in the tub is starting to
Stink.
a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
like it's starting to go bad. Like if you drank it right now, it probably wouldn't taste the greatest, but you probably wouldn't get sick.
Okay.
But it's expiring. Not quite expired.
I'll shout that out to the to Susie and Boris. Just like the water in here is getting a little rank.
We should
Think-
probably dump it. Just
I
to be
think
safe.
so. Yeah. But I think we should also make a cistern of some kind. I mean, now that we can build stuff,
Well, we got the desalinators.
well, we do, but it'd be nice to have more to carry with us in
That's
case
the
those break
problem.
down.
That's the problem. All titanium we have, we should use for securing stuff. Well, it's facing a sort of metal shortage.
That's true.
Well, I guess we gotta go and make friends with the fish. Such a hard life this is.
What?
I don't
Why?
know.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, don't worry.
So what do you mean?
I was being sarcastic.
I still don't get it, even with that information.
Oh, boy. I'll go
so-
dive for some resources.
All right.
Well, actually, shouldn't we all go dive because
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Susie's got her feeding stick, and she's got the bait fish.
Was there
that's
much metal
fish.
out there?
Ah,
Was there what?
Was there a
Now I
lot
get
of
it.
metal out there? I don't remember.
Yeah, they collect it.
There's
They collect all the
there's a
scrap
lot at
pieces, which
the-
are for titanium.
I actually haven't been out there, so
Now I get it. She wants to train the
macrogars.
this big mouth fish.
mm-hmm.
Oh, the crazy eels to bring us metal.
They
Oh,
give me
God.
metal, I give them a treat. Also, they don't bite you if you give them food.
Yet. The most well-trained bear is still a bear.
Yeah, well, it's better than them biting us every time.
Or we could just not go out there.
And then we won't get enough metal.
There's plenty of metal scattered around here. How do you think we got along?
Exactly. We already picked
Yeah, but
through
it's
the
big-
closest areas, I would say. At least for the scrap metal. There may be some metal.
Well, it's not just metal
Ores.
that we need, though.
well, how
we
about
need-
you focus on the things that aren't metal, and Boris and I'll go and get the metal.
Sure.
Okay.
Off in the distance, Tamsin hears they are trying to isolate you.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be part of their group. You would have been much more safe and at home on the island.
Shut up, voice in my head. You couldn't convince me on day one, and you can't now.
So,
Moscow.
make sure I'm on the same page with everybody. so, Tamsin checked out the tub. Boris checked out the fridge. What was Susie doing?
Susie was getting the stuff ready to go for us to go out feeding.
Right. Okay.
We have the bite
And,
fish.
and where?
We have a lot of bite fish in our storage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the bait fish.
And Susie is where doing this?
Susie's probably sitting off the edge of the dock, edge of the pond, sort of fish trap area that they had for Quacker set up.
Why do you ask?
Okay.
Raven?
No reason. And then, so on the boat, you did set up the PDA.
Yeah, I would say I set it up, if not on the boat, then on the bridge, just to kind of keep a better eye on the whole shallow area.
Okay. In that case, everybody give me a sight roll.
20 again.
Okay. 18,
Oof, 14.
14. Okay. Everything looks perfectly fine.
Cool.
It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. There's some pleasant cloud cover, but not enough to make things dark. There's
Weird seagull birds.
nice little nice little breeze. It's great.
Is my
And
telescope
you're all able
still...
to go about your business.
Is my telescope still here?
Yeah.
I think you took,
I did
you
take it
over
with
to
me.
the
Yeah, that's
the
right. I'll store it inside the thing for now, because I have ideas.
Okay.
Because we have enameled glass.
That's true. You do. Lots of it. Or lots of materials for it, anyways. Okay. Then, in that case, once you're all prepared, who else going diving?
Well, we should take the boat to the diving spot because that's kind of reasonable.
That makes sense.
Okay. Where are you going diving? In the Cup Forest?
Yep.
All right.
And we should have the
Let's
tank,
move you
CO2
all.
tanks, right?
Yeah, we've got tank.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you two had them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
I'm staying in the shallows to go diving, so I'll do mine after.
That's kind of against the rules.
Okay.
Actually, you are diving alone, but
There's nothing to do about it. It's listen. You are going to have to drag Tamsin kicking and screaming to go out to the kelp forests.
well, actually, you pack stuff on the fridge and tap.
Well, I could, but I
Wait,
could
not,
also.
wait, we are not going there with all the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so go dive. No, I don't think.
Okay.
So I'll wait till they're.
Susie and Boris.
So yeah, did the
Okay.
do the engines start?
Yeah, the boat works just fine.
It was a more player
you
question,
will-
the character question.
Yeah, everything starts up just fine. You're able to pilot it out there to the kelp forest. What do you want to do now?
Dive. Prepare the hooks,
Okay.
prepare the bite fish.
Since you've got things set up to keep the macro guard distracted, would you like to do specific resource harvesting, or would you like to do the random rolls? Reminder with that that specific harvesting means you get one resource that you want per hour, whereas random means you get 4 resources per hour, but they are random.
Something
It
tells me
wasn't
Susie didn't come here to salvage at all.
You're probably right.
What does Susie say?
So I'm saying I'm gonna go with the randoms if you want to go with the dedicated.
We do actually have a bunch of
Okay.
titanium. Just putting that out there.
A bunch of titanium when you are building base.
That's
It's
true.
part of base.
That's true.
Titanium's one of those resources where it's like you can never have enough.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just checking what we need for the battery charger.
Okay, so Echnolox, you want to go first?
Okay, I'm going for random first.
Okay. Go ahead and give me 4 rolls for the first hour.
My bad.
Uh,
My very bad.
Oh, I got really excited. I was like, "Oh shit! I don't. It's mystery, but it's exciting."
Close the
Shared
wrong window.
inventory takes a look around.
Well, I found the
The
kelp
kelp
Found
sample in the
a
kelp
random
forest.
Pokemon medal.
Hey, silver's
Silver,
good.
that's
though.
good.
Oh,
That's
Gold.
very good.
Gold.
And some brain gold.
And fantastic. So you find some useful stuff in your first hour. Susie, in the first hour that Boris is doing all this scavenging, are you doing any scavenging, or are you just trying to tame Macrogar?
Can I roll naturalist or tame Macrogar for the first hour?
You already said you do random
Yes.
salvaging. That's why I went salvaging too.
I rolled a 27.
Susie's 15. You can't argue.
Ah,
Give me 3 more naturalist rolls, because it's going to be a process.
They're not terrible.
Okay. You managed to not get bitten by any of them. You do have a couple of close calls where they're a little overeager to get to the fish. But you managed to get, for the most part, the ones in the little area of the kelp forest that you're in to leave you alone. And one of them is following you around.
For good or ill.
Next hour,
I'm naming
What
that
are you
one
two doing?
Sweetie Pie.
oh dear. Okay. What do you do the next hour?
Now she's gonna go and search for things. And she's gonna point out to Sweetie Pie that when she finds metal, Sweetie Pie gets a treat.
aha.
Okay. Let's start with Alex then. Give me 4 search rolls.
You got me in the right spot?
Yes. Yeah, everybody's... I just moved everybody right now. You are currently in the kelp forest.
Yep, I'm just trying to remember where there we go.
Hey, blueprints! Kelp fruit, and gold. Let's see what blueprints you get.
Gold is very good find because we need these for electronics,
Section 8.
Especially for the battery charger.
for contact surfaces.
7,
And also to make it look pretty.
Yeah. So shiny.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Shiny and
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I'm all
You could
for
have been an extra
titanium.
for
Now I
that movie,
wanna
Jay.
sing
I just
Shiny.
realized that.
You just realized what? Sorry.
That you could have been an extra for that movie.
Oh, easily, easily. That would have been fantastic.
So you find one of 3 blueprints needed for the scanner room.
Ooh.
So go ahead and make a note of that on your character sheet. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
We almost need more virtue
10,
spaces.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. There's 20 different things left to learn here. 16. So it's 20.
Would it be easier to put
19,
these in the bio
17,
and
16.
info section, Eknorlex?
What?
For the partial blueprints that we have.
Probably. 'Cause I think there's a note section, I believe.
I didn't
one
make any.
of 2 for the power cell charger.
Excuse me, sorry, but because I messed with.
Oh, it's all good.
What was this? Because I. Had
If you go to the bio and info tab, we might.
no, what Raven said, what we found as
Oh.
the other one.
One of 2 for the power cell charger blueprint,
Ooh.
and then one of 3 for the scanner room. So that's what you find for the blueprints. And then what I would do is probably for you could toss that information in on the like add inventory slots, or put that in the group inventory handout.
I ran out of room there a bit
Mhm.
with those notes. I think we need to get a handout for the group in the group
Okay,
inventory
that too.
handout because
You could always just add an inventory item for those.
I'll do a handout. It's no problem.
Okay.
Partial blueprint list.
You have too many notes.
Well, you can never have too many notes.
I've
There you go.
played Riven. Oh god, remember Mist?
I never really got into that one. I heard a lot about it though.
You really needed to keep a detailed notebook.
Okay, so Susie, you find some really good stuff. Boris, were you also doing searches for that,
Yep.
that hour? Okay. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and
yeah, I'm just
Before
opening
rules for
my
that.
character sheet.
some copper, kelp fruit, kelp fruit, kelp fruit.
So much metal, but okay, we got gold.
All right.
Alright, Susie's gonna spend the next hour just dedicated to just finding scrap.
Okay, then you are able to find. I'm going to be a little bit nice here and say 2 scrap metal instead of just 1. So that's 8 titanium in total.
Okay,
Sweetie
added.
pie?
How about you, Boris?
Sweetie Pie gets some treats.
All right. It continues to follow you around. And then how about you, Boris, for that 3rd hour?
I actually will hang with Susie just to have an eye on. Actually, I'm curious, not because I'm watching after you, but I'm curious what the fish does. So I will be trying to find the metal too.
Great.
Okay.
So we're working together
Um,
on that. Do we have a bonus?
Yeah, I was gonna say you can just have 4
Between the 2 of us?
for
Okay.
4 scrap metals, so
Okay.
that should be 16 titanium
Okay.
total.
And each time, Sweetie Pie gets a treat.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's very, very friendly towards you at this point. Yeah, you've got 4 scrap metal, which equals 16 titanium, but you have to run it through the fabricator before before you can basically get it down to that usable size.
We need to mill
Um,
it down.
Yeah, before we hop over to Tamsin, I think we're going to take our break. But before we go to break, as far as the audience sees, we're going to go back a couple of hours to right as everybody was getting ready to go leave and go dive. And what the audience is going to see is the camera pan over to the boat. And you're going to see the boat from the perspective of the tablet that's recording. That nobody noticed anything at this exact moment, but maybe they'll discover it later. Who knows? But the tablet's camera, through that we see one of the little lids on one of the seats on the pontoon boat slowly lift up with a tentacle sort of reaching out. And what crawls out of that little cubby, not exactly look like an octopus. It resembles a giant crab, but instead of legs and pincers, it's got tentacles. And it seems to crawl across the boat and onto the tub pretty easily. So you just see it sort of walk out of frame of the tablet. The camera pans over, and we see it start poking around the tub. And that's where we're going to take our break.
It's all good if it doesn't defecate in our water.
Well, we're dumping that water anyway. So Jay,
we'll find
you
out what
got your
happens.
wish.
I don't like ever when someone tells me that. What was my wish?
You wanted an octoling.
Oh yeah, I did.
So what you just missed, the camera panned over for just the audience to see, and it was the perspective of the tablet on the boat. And what came out of one of the seats, a little cubby, was basically a giant crab, but instead of legs and pincers, it had tentacles like an octopus. And it slowly made its way off frame towards the tub. And that's where we're taking our break, right as you get back.
Could have stayed on the island with the psycho.
Yeah, I sure could have.
So, yeah, that's going to be fun. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We're going to take a break, and we'll find out what happens with this weird crab thing and what happens on Tamsin's dive. So we'll be right back. And we're back. So, it was the very interesting thing that happened with the train. Choose this exact moment to come over here, kid. My cat chose this exact moment to walk over here and start getting into stuff. He's a little butt. Anyways, where was I? When we went on break, there was the strange crab with the octopus tentacles that moved off the frame and went towards the tub. And we'll find out more about what happens with that probably when everybody comes back from their little search trip. Speaking of the search trip, Tamsin. It'll be about 3 hours before Susie and Boris are done with their stuff.
Okay.
So you've got 3 hours to work with here. Do you want to do random searches or do you want to do specific searches?
I think I'll do 2 specific and 1 random.
Okay. So, again, I'm gonna be a little bit nice here, help you move things along a little bit. You're able to get 4 copper,
Okay. I'm good with that.
and then you can do the
For
4
randos.
random
Okay.
searches.
I'm okay with that. I would have been okay with just 2. So let's see. Oh, I don't like this rolling business you're doing.
Metal salvage, bring.
And more lube! How wonderful!
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
wait,
was-
wait,
it's
wait,
like
wait.
something's off here.
Yep.
Yep, I forgot to move you back
That's
to the
all good.
shallows. 1 second. All right, now
All
do
right.
4.
Caustic shrooms, that's good.
Caustic shroom.
That's good. And metal
Metal
salvage still.
salvage.
Lead and...
Lead and a salt deposit.
And a salt deposit.
Well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Well, we already know that Tamsin's a salty bitch.
I feel like when you find salt in this game now that you've got the desalinator, so you can have ready access to it, it's like people go, "I found a caustic shroom. I got metal salvage.
rock."
I got salt." Yeah,
Rock
exactly.
salt.
Oh, I missed that old podcast. Yeah, okay, so then I would have enough. Here's the real question. Did we leave the Hab Builder with Wilfred, or did we take it back with us?
If we want
That's a
to
good
build
question.
base, I assume it we take it because it would make no other sense.
Would Wilfred have wanted to keep it? Would he be
Um,
okay if we made one and brought him back one?
no, he probably would be okay if y'all took it with you.
Okay.
Technology is not his forte.
That's fair.
Okay.
So in that case, I would then take the Fab or the Habitat Builder, or the what is it called in this?
The structure fabricator.
And I would then go into the tub to make sure that everything is copacetic in there in terms of like fabricator, so that I can build the things I need to then make the thing, because I need to turn the copper into copper wire and things like that.
Okay. Quick question. Evens or odds?
I hate when you do this. Evens. Ah,
Okay,
You had a 50-50 shot, Jake.
it's true.
that's true. Okay, so if you come back after 3 hours, you can go back to the tub, and it looks exactly the way you left it.
Okay, good. I'm glad it looks exactly the way I left it.
Yeah, and what were you wanting to do with the
I
fabricator?
was wanting to
The structure fabricator?
well, with the is it just the fabricator? I can't remember the actual like wall mounted.
Oh, that's the
That is a
fabricator, yeah.
So I wanted to just turn the raw components into the finished things that I need to make the battery charger.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you're able to put all that together, and you've got all the components you need to build a battery charger. And then with the structure fabricator, you can actually Put
So
it on
I
the
will build
wall.
that in the fridge, not in the tub, because we have to potentially move the tub, so I don't want to put it in there.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'll be
Uh,
removing the components
Yeah, I
the-
think so.
from the
Okay.
inventory.
as I assume you immediately go over to the fridge
Yeah.
to install this, right? As you do, you notice that the door is missing.
To the fridge or to the tub?
The fridge.
Missing as in nowhere to be seen.
You could look
I would
around
love
for
to
it.
look around for it, because it's like it's one of those things where you're like, oh, hang on. a second. There was definitely a door here once.
Yeah, as you look around, you notice there's a few bolts and screws and things on the ground, and the door seems to have slid down and is half sticking out of the water. Just to the side of the fridge.
Is it within reach?
Yeah, you could
Okay.
reach it, but it's. I doubt you
No,
could
for
lift
sure.
it, but
I
you
just
could
want
reach
to
it.
know that it's within reach and we can dig it out when the
Yeah.
rest of them come back. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go inside and just have a cursory look around to see if anything else has been dismantled, i.e., my beds or other things like that.
Yeah. As you look around, one of those storage lockers that was in
Mhm.
here literally the IKEA
Fuck.
furniture analogy. It looks like an IKEA cabinet that has been completely
Oh,
disassembled.
somebody hit the dismantle command. All these
Mhm.
Gary's Mod welds, they're all coming apart. So okay.
But that's the only thing you notice that's been taken
Can
apart.
I roll a hearing to see if I could like hear or actually I prefer sight, but hearing potentially, to see if I can like hear or see something wandering around in the fridge.
Sure.
Which would you
Um,
prefer?
It's entirely up to you. If you want to do hearing,
I'm gonna
you
do
can
sight because
listen
my
for it.
hearing is not that great.
Okay.
22.
22. As you look around, you don't notice anything else out of place. You're able to do some searching. Let's see. I'll re-roll this since it's moved around quite a bit.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, you don't notice anything.
Okay. Well, it's probably in here somewhere, but much like a cockroach, I'm not going to spend time searching for it.
It was
It
probably
was
the
probably
wind.
the wind, sure. Yeah. Listen, where I'm from, the wind routinely dismantles the windows. Nicely and perfectly. So I'm going to build it, but I want to build it like a little too high. You know what I mean? Like not
Okay.
within easy reach. Because I want to test something.
Sure. Okay.
So I'll build that and then I will leave the room, but I'll put my PDA if it's still with, or is that the one that's on the boat?
I think that was the
Because
one
I
on
think
the
I
boat.
had said I'd put it on the bridge, but I'm not sure.
Yes.
Oh, we're on the
Yeah,
bridge.
okay. Then I'll take the one from the bridge and I will set it up somewhere in the that it can easily see the battery charger in the fridge.
Yeah. Okay.
I swear to God, if this thing takes my PDA apart.
Don't give
No,
me
I don't need
ideas.
Yeah, and then once that's done, I'll go back to the tub and see if I can't figure out a way to start digging, like getting the water out of it, like maybe a valve or something.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, for the most part, you can just open the side door, and that'll drain out a good
Okay.
bit of it.
Yeah, I'll start doing that then.
Okay. Right about that time is, assuming Susie and Boris only spend 3 hours out there in the Kelp Forest.
Mm.
Okay. Then right about that time is when you get back.
So you see water gushing out one side of the tub.
Yeah. And whose PDA is this transmitting to, or did you just put it on record?
I would say I put it on record. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Tamsin, we got shit.
Ooh. What did you
Actually,
get?
now it would be time to ask what did the one Macrogar
is-
did.
Yeah. Also coming around the corner. Tamsin, why is there no door?
Yeah. So the thing that took your sail apart, I think it got into the fridge.
So did PDA record anything?
I've got it set up right now to
No,
record, but I didn't see
What?
anything on mine. No,
wait, but you've set it to record earlier on the bridge.
I was just setting it to transmit. There was no recording.
Transmit where?
Well, to I think one of yours.
So we have the recording.
If
I
you
don't
were
have the
recording, it might have.
I think originally you said it was going to transmit to Susie's.
Yeah, I think it was just a live feed.
Oh shit. Sorry, I got distracted with Sweetie Pie.
I don't want to.
That's not me.
No,
I-
Bori's not. No.
That's a
Ow.
fish.
Yeah,
I-
no,
one of-
I got one of them almost good and tame now. I'm teaching. I'm
It's,
teaching it how to find metal for us.
It's swimming around the shallows, like right outside the base.
Yeah, see, there she is.
Can I see it?
Isn't she cute?
You can see like the movement and like the occasional fin.
Tamsin is going to
and, dark shape
get
in the water.
out of the tub and up onto the bridge and stand as close to the fridge as possible while still talking to them.
Okay.
Susie actually like reaches in and like gives a treat and like does the whole like at the head and back thing.
Yeah, it's completely
Just
docile.
when you thought the
Um,
shallows were safe.
Well, it is. We got Sweetie Pie. You just gotta
Yeah,
feed her
it's so
treats.
safe. I love bringing a wolf into my yard because I know things will be safe then.
I actually
How else
I
did
love
we
German
get
shepherds.
dogs?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Maybe thousands of years of evolution. Not a day's worth of feeding it fish.
You're just jealous that I have
That's
Sweetie
great.
Pie.
No, nope, I'm not. I'm annoyed that you've brought a predator into our home, and I'm annoyed that something's dismantling things in the fridge. I'm anything but jealous.
Well, you know, if we drive it into the water, Sweetie Pie can probably drive it off.
Good, then we can get an anteater to take care of Sweetie Pie.
Why would we want an anteater to
It's-
take care of
don't-
Sweetie Pie?
Don't worry about it. It's an old. I keep
Okay. Let's assume Sweetie Pie. Well, actually, that's a stupid assumption that Sweetie Pie won't bite anybody. Now I think of it.
Am I talking to the wind?
Okay. Oh, one problem at a time.
One problem
Sweetie
at a
Pie
time.
Sweetie Pie is docile at the moment, but the doors are gone.
The doors are gone.
We
Okay.
can, I guess, we can fix it. But what is the assumption? Did another creature strike, or did we brought a creature from the island, stuck on the bottom of the boat or something?
I would think the second one, because it's if it was gonna show up, I feel like it might have done it earlier.
Okay, let's search
Could
for
I-
this tentacle. The marks.
Could I get a hearing check from everyone? Everyone
I
that's
feel
there
so
at
bad
the-
for
the
Zan
the
just like
fridge.
sitting on the island twiddling his thumbs.
Well, we're actually about to
Okay.
switch over there, but I needed to get the hearing check first.
16.
21. Because I am so on edge.
So,
21 too.
Tamsin and
Mhm.
Boris, you hear the clatter of like metal
Mhm.
parts being taken apart and hitting the floor, and that's where we're gonna pan back over to Wilfred.
I knew it.
I knew it. Wilfred, Lyle and Owen seem to be, keeping themselves pretty preoccupied because players are not here.
Mhm.
So, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go and you mentioned that Lyle and Owen found some caves with the mushrooms and stuff in them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. First, I'm gonna go by my secret place.
Okay.
Are there any new commands on the screen?
No, it's seems kind of strangely quiet. You haven't heard any voices or really seen anything since last night.
Okay.
Everything inside here seems to be pretty much just quiet,
And
undisturbed.
I'm gonna start looking around those caves and see if I see anything. Any lines? Anything that stands out?
And the secret spot that you found, no, as you go into the
Yeah, the other caves, yeah.
I want to have you roll for this.
Is it intuition or gut feeling?
You could do a gut feeling for this.
Come on, not one. 23.
23. Okay. You do notice as you're moving through the caves, one faint line, showing you what you're pretty sure it's like a power cable type deal
Mhm.
that goes from the hut at the top of the volcano, sort of through some of these cave walls down below, into the underground.
gotta find a way to get through that underground. Okay, and how many hours do I have to kill?
You've got about 3 hours and a little change to catch up to the rest of the party on the timeline.
All right. So I'm gonna spend 1 hour doing a random search in the caves.
Okay. Are you looking for resources? All right. Let me move you over to the island. Islands. Move. Okay. Then go ahead and give me 4 search rolls.
Alrighty. Where then? Okay. Well, for scouting the area for stuff. Oh, a diamond.
Nice.
A uranite
Ooh.
crystal. Some quartz. And a salt deposit.
And a rock. That's a good question. Is that going to end up in the group inventory, or is Wilfred going to hold on to any of
Going
that?
in group inventory.
Okay.
It's going.
As you pick up that uranite crystal, it has an oddly green glow that's a little bit reminiscent of those eyes that you saw that one night. But aside from that, you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary with it. Aside from the fact that you basically have the components to build uranium.
Nuclear domination is one step closer. Plunge this idyllic world into a nuclear holocaust.
So you got 2 more hours to kill.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the volcano.
Okay. Going up to the
Yeah.
top.
To the top. And
Okay.
is there any? Does it appear to be hot in the center? Steaming?
I mean a little bit. It's kind of like when you go to like a hot spring, so there's steam coming up, and you can see signs of like some sulfur and things like that. But it's not like hot; it's just warm.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little jaunt around the crater itself and look at the walls beneath and see if there's any kind of hollow looking spots. If it looks like maybe there's something where anything could have been hidden, or maybe another one of those where one of those power lines could go.
Yeah, as you look around, you don't really see a whole lot like that. You are able to kind of make out where that power line comes up underneath the ground towards the hut, just with that sort of heads-up display sort of glow, almost like outlining the ground. But aside from that, you don't notice anything.
Okay. Is there a way to get down into the mouth?
Not really. It's there's no like opening where there's lava or anything like that. It's pretty much a flat top to this volcano. It's just a little bit concave.
Oh, okay.
With some little pockets here of like steam coming up, or like a little crevice where you can see some sulfur around it. But it's not like you could look down into the mountain or anything.
Okay. Yeah, no hollow looking spots in the center either.
No, like if your heads up display stuff is not giving you this information, but just like player knowledge, if you did like an X-ray view of the mountain, you could probably see like a dormant magma pocket somewhere in there, but it's just straight up a dormant volcano for the most part.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go back to the shack and check out that computer and see if there's any new information, any new command prompts.
Nothing too new overall.
Mm-hmm.
But as you stare at one of the screens, since you are by yourself, some text comes across it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just says, "What did you find yesterday?"
Oh, yesterday. Oh shit, that was 2 weeks ago.
It was the structure fabricator.
Oh, yeah. We found the means to make a home. Thank you.
I do not understand.
Oh.
Explain.
We found a structure fabricator.
What types of structures does this fabricate?
A place to sleep. A place to hide from the rain. A place to be close to
This
one
sounds-
another.
The text comes across the screen. It just says, "This sounds primitive, unhelpful."
What should I be looking for?
Look for technology to leave the planet. Then bring it here.
Bring it here. Bring it to this shack or bring it to the cave?
There's like an ellipses that shows up, and then another one, and then another one. And finally, after a pause, it just says, "Bring it to us." And then the screen goes dark.
If only I knew who us were. And I'm gonna ponder on this and spend probably what's my last hour going through those caves for more materials.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 4 searches.
Now, who is us?
Lead, coral.
Am I in the right location?
You are. You can roll again for the brain coral.
Okay.
There is brain coral in the area, but it's in the water around the area.
Okay. So lead, root, veggies,
Metal.
metal inside the cave.
Yeah, we'll say you find some like raw metal.
Okay.
This is some ore that you can use, and then one more.
A melon.
You found a melon.
Cave melon.
Now you can be the melon lord.
Yeah. So I'll take the
Um,
food back to Owen and let him get started on that, and kind of pile the rest of the stuff up under the lean-to.
Okay. The last time that you kind of think to yourself, "Who is us?"
Mhm.
before heading out, you hear just a faint voice in the back of your mind say something to the effect, in a very computerized sounding voice, "All in good time."
Okay.
Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Yeah, I'd like to kind of go stand in the real shallow bits, no shoes or anything, and just like look out into the direction that the wind is blowing, and see, how the forecast looks.
Sure. So are you looking for the direction where the wind is blowing
Yeah,
from,
blowing
or
from.
the direction it's blowing towards? Okay. So it's blowing from where the tub and the fridge are.
Okay.
And you're starting to notice some thicker clouds. So I'm trying to remember way back when I studied some meteorology. It's usually you have cirrus clouds and then cumulus clouds, and then that's when you start getting storm clouds. So you're at like the cumulus cloud stage. So it's still bright and nice and sunny and not really overcast or anything like that. But you do see some signs that there could be another storm coming.
Okay.
Not sure how big it would be though.
I'm gonna get Owen and Lyle's help, and we're gonna kind of relocate the lean-to to the mouth of one of the caves.
Okay.
So that instead of like the lean providing the shelter, the lean is now providing kind of a doorway, keeping the wind from blowing in there.
Okay, I gotcha. Very cool. Yeah, the three of you are able to do that. It probably takes you a couple hours.
Yeah, no problem.
So with that, we'll hop back over to Susie, Boris, and Tamsin. You just heard metal and the sound of parts and things clattering on the floor inside the fridge. What do you do?
What the hell? And Boris takes out the knife.
The trap worked, so I'm gonna run into the fridge to
What?
try and
Of
catch
course,
the thing in
I'm
the eye.
running.
Where are you guys going? Susie didn't hear it.
Something's in the fridge.
Oh, right.
Oh shit!
So
So Susie's running
okay.
in with her knife.
I think I was
and bait.
closest out of the three of us.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But, what do I see? Because I'm looking up, because I'm presuming it's at the fucking
Yeah.
battery charger.
So, Tamsin, you run in there and you look at the battery charger and it's in pristine condition. There is not a thing going on with the battery charger.
Okay, heads on a swivel.
But, as you're like, why is...
Right.
Okay, the battery charger's fine. Where you hear a loud clatter and the crack of plexiglass as one of the cryobed, the unoccupied cryobed
Okay.
lids slides down and just smashes on the floor. And that's when you see it. This giant, probably like, trying to think of a good size
Like, is it like
descriptor.
sized? Is it? Yeah.
It's like dinner plate size, maybe a
Okay,
little bit
okay.
smaller than a dinner plate, with pretty thick tentacles coming off of it. There's 8 of them, 4 on each side, and it's got like a crab-like mouth. And it does have 2 little. They're not quite like crab pincers. They're more like just little arms to shovel food into its mouth.
Is it a crab
Um,
body?
It is a
Okay.
crab body, just instead of legs and pincers, it has tentacles. And the shell looks pretty thick. But you see it like trying to put pieces of things into its mouth. And, excuse me, I mean, they're solid color eyes on the little stalks
Yeah.
and everything. You can't really tell its disapproval, but somehow you just know it's
not happy that it can't eat these
dismayed.
things.
Yeah, it's trying to eat things and it's finding that nothing is edible and it's very frustrated by this. But then it notices you, and it very quickly sort of zoop,
Son of a bitch!
slides back into the cryopod.
Okay.
Susie is
and
going.
hides.
Susie is going to approach it and offer it food.
I'm gonna grab the PDA and start recording.
Like,
Okay.
hey there, little guy. Come on out. We're not gonna hurt you yet.
So this quickly devolves into an episode of
Mhm.
Crocodile Hunter, as
Oh,
Boris is hiding. Boris is tucking the knife back. What you look? Look
Uh,
She
at
has
this!
her knife in the other hand.
Look at this little guy. A mechanic crab.
There, little
So Susie,
fella.
as you're offering food, there's one tentacle that sort of slowly comes out, and it starts to. Are you holding this thing in your hand? like the fish,
She's
or-
like holding the food out. Yeah. I like no
Okay.
loose grip.
Uh,
Like loose grip, like so. There's a little bit of resistance, but it's easily pulled out.
Okay. So it wraps around the fish and your hand sort of at the same time. So it sort of coils alarmingly fast. And you feel it's just sort of like feeling up your hand and arm with the little suction cups, like it's trying to figure out what you are.
Yeah, I'm not dangerous at all there, little buddy. Yep.
After a few seconds, you see the little head pop out, and it's looking at you.
Susie, don't hurt it.
And
It's cute.
It is.
And it wraps another tentacle a little bit further up your arm,
It's-
so your elbow to your hand is
It'll
covered at
especially
this
be
point.
cute when it starts taking apart the inhabited cryopause.
Well, we could keep it distracted.
We will
And,
return it to its original habitat.
I like how I've gone full 180 from my
You
previous.
broke the guide, not us.
Yeah. About 30 seconds after that, it just zooms out of the cryopod and is just latched onto your arm, and it is eating the fish in your hand.
Okay.
Boris tries to pat its between the stalks with eyes.
It sort of recoils from your hand for a little bit, but makes a little chittering sound that's super cute, and then goes back to eating the fish.
Ooh.
And you said I couldn't tame anything.
It's already it's smart if it's take. Well,
And you said I couldn't tame anything.
I've had the spice cadets dumber than this crap serving under me.
Tamsin is going to check the other cryopods that are around to make sure nothing else has been switched off or dismantled while they're cooing over this fucking thing.
Nope, it's just that one cryopod that's
Alright.
about a third of the way taken apart. But aside from the
Mhm.
lid, everything else is
Okay.
intact. And you might notice Tamsin in particular, because you, the player, already know this. Every piece is pristinely taken apart. Nothing is torn or ripped
Right.
or broken.
Well, Tamsin is a bit right. It's not danger in the sense of, wants to eat us, but it is dangerous to the equipment.
Yeah, well, we should probably take it back to the island for
Yeah.
sweetheart. It's, yeah. Susie's like figuring out where it likes to be scritched.
It generally doesn't like to be touched for the most part,
I
but
guess.
you do find that if you touch its shell, that it doesn't seem to really notice. But it's almost entirely focused on the fish in your hand until you try to touch it. Once the fish is done, it starts just like slowly like moving up your arm by slowly like overlapping tentacles one over the other.
This is
So like
very
slowly
weird.
crawling up onto your shoulder. It feels really bizarre.
This is really weird.
But it's almost like it's trying to study you by feeling the different texture and shape of your arm and your clothing and things. Almost as if it's like seeing through via
Okay.
its
So,
tentacles rather than its
Can
eyes.
somebody go with me on the ship so we can go and put it back where it belongs?
Sure.
Well,
I think I
Well-
can keep it calm.
I think if you feed it enough bait fish or fish trash, it will be so fat it will go to sleep. In a way, because we have to go there in the evening. We have to build some stuff now.
Okay, I'll just focus on making friends with this guy then.
Can you do it in the tub?
I was gonna say I can go and sit in the tub with it. Because
Okay.
then the water.
Wait,
there'll
actually,
be-
try feeding it more and putting here in the dismantled cryopod. Maybe it won't move.
I don't want to leave it here with all the.
I don't want to
cryopods.
leave it here either.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and hang out with it in the tub, and
Okay.
I'm gonna
Mm.
go check on Sweetie Pie.
I'm gonna come with, and I'm going to. Are we? Can we dismantle things with the structure fabricator?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can.
I would like to do that, and I'd like to move the fabricator into the fridge
Exactly.
because I'm sick of going into the tub every time we need to build something.
Okay. Yeah, Yeah, I'll say you can.
Okay,
do
I'll
that.
also
It's,
I'll also move the battery charger back down so you can actually reach it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's totally fine. And I think you have here. You've got three. That's right, three solar panels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So with the battery charger and the fabricator, you probably will have brief periods of running out of power.
Right. If we use them kind of like in
Rolling blackouts.
Yeah, like if you try to use everything
Yeah,
all at
okay.
once.
Okay, so we need more solar
but
panels.
if you turn off some, yeah, you need some other source of power to run everything at the same
Okay,
time.
that's okay.
But it's enough to run the desalinators, or the battery charger, or the fabricator. You just can't run more than one thing at a time, essentially.
Okay, well I'm gonna have a quick look at see what we can do about our power.
All right.
And while I'm
Okay,
doing
so
that, yeah.
so if you take care of the crab, you take care of the building. Somebody needs to empty the grav spheres.
Oh
We have
yeah,
left for we're running
yeah, that's right.
tonight.
Also, can I roll some naturalist rolls? Because Susie's also going to be like taking recordings with her grav tab and talking about this new highly intelligent species that she is naming the Borispus.
Oh god,
Sure.
I'm just so proud.
As you pull out the tablet and start recording it, it does seem to be a little annoyed at it, almost as if it's a little crabby. But it gets over it. So yeah, you can roll naturalist rolls to see how well you record this new species.
Yeah, I'd like to do some naturalist rolls because she's gonna basically just spend the bit of time making friends.
Yeah, go right ahead.
How many would you
with
like?
the naturalist roll. Let's do like 3.
See how bad I do.
You did pretty all right last time.
Oh yeah.
16, 27,
Yeah.
24. Yeah. You're able to determine that this particular type of weird crab octopus,
Borispus.
Borispus, is not poisonous or anything like that. It's literally a crab octopus, essentially. And it's, aside from its tendency to disassemble anything it comes across, it is seemingly harmless, and it keeps trying to take your suit apart, but it can't really find much in the way of bolts or screws or anything like that it can take apart. So it just sort of keeps.
Susie decides to go around and like little bits and scraps of like broken things at the bottom of the tub. Gives it to the Borispus to be entertained by, and watches like how exactly it takes things apart and sorts them. It gets given lots of
basically
treats,
using.
a lot of treats.
Oh, it's very happy with the treats. It keeps trying to eat everything that it takes apart, and keeps sort of spitting it out. But how it's taking things apart, it's like, have you ever seen those wrenches where it's just a bunch of little sort of pistons?
Yeah, and it like forms to shape.
Exactly, yeah. It can do that with its little suckers and tentacles. With a surprising amount of dexterity. So it can get into even really tiny little itty bitty screws. And it works in the inverse too, so it can, like, if you've got, say, like a Phillips head screw, it can push its little sucker in there and twist like a screwdriver.
Bosco would love these
as
things.
well. Right?
Bosco brand, whatever they are.
Bosco brand Borispus.
Bosco brand thingamajig.
I feel like your they came from
goodness.
characters bleeding through a little bit there,
Tiny
Jay.
bit. Little tiny bit.
Right?
Oh, goodness.
Oh goodness. Is right. Um. So. Sorry. I saw a message I thought was urgent, but it was not. Where was I? So, yeah, you learned quite a good bit about this little guy. What do you do with him after that?
She keeps it as distracted as possible while kind of putting it to use in like disassembling broken pieces of things for parts.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left in the tub to really disassemble. It's almost just a metal shell at this point. But yeah, anything that you do give it, it manages to take apart. And then Boris and Tamsin, you were, freshman member, you were doing what? now?
I'm going to be building more solar panels. So the real question is, how many do we want? Because we do have enough for 3.
First question is how many we
Let's
need.
get-
Also that.
Well, 3 will power all of your desalinators. 3 will power your fabricator with some surplus. Or 3 will power the battery charger while charging 4 batteries.
I mean 3 extra.
Well, how
Right,
many
so-
we need to run everything constantly? 6?
Yeah, if you wanted to run everything all at the same time, you would need 6 more.
6 more.
6 more.
Yeah, each thing is taking 3 solar panels because they're inefficient, realistically speaking.
Yeah,
But 3 would definitely help. We just would be out of course.
and there are. Yeah,
Well,
they're pretty easy to build.
fabricators
Um,
runs intermittently, so
That's true. And the battery
Yeah.
charger would theoretically run intermittently. We could run it at night.
oh,
Yeah, well, at night, the solar powers aren't really producing any new
True,
power,
but we're not using it.
so you're
Is what I mean.
true. There are some better options for generating
Mhm.
power out there.
Out
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if we have the blueprints for anything yet. Let me double check.
I'm going to give you one.
Are you sick of us floundering?
No, though I do approve of the use of floundering in this instance. No, not sick of you floundering. Just the fact that you haven't found this particular one yet, and you found some things that are not particularly that useful.
Fair.
So
Are
I'm
you
gonna
giving
go
us
ahead
a
and give you the
nuclear
bioreactor.
reactor? Well, bioreactor will do.
Whack, whack.
I'm giving you the nuclear reactor. Oh, that's funny.
okay. So what do we get?
No, but I am going to go ahead and give you the bioreactor.
Bioreactor.
And I will add that into Lyle and Owen's sheets
I
here.
put it into the shared as well.
Because the
That's
bioreactor.
really cheap to build, actually. Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those blueprints where it's a pretty simple piece of
Mhm.
machinery, and it generates about as much power as 3 of those solar
Oh,
panels.
that would be good because we've got a lot of lube sitting around, which we're not using.
Yeah. And it works off of biofuel, so you can throw your fish scraps in there, your compost, all that jazz. Any organic material you can throw it in there, and it'll generate power from it.
Any organic material, you would say.
Yeah, even a human.
Yeah.
I say for no
Not at
reason
all.
At all.
Who didn't thought about it?
I was actually thinking about waste recycling, but sure.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, technically you could you could poop in
Right?
it, and it might would
Just
generate some power.
it's I don't know why that's what my brain jumped to, but it's just efficient.
Not pooping it directly.
Or
Yeah, no. There's a procedure.
just open up the panel and drop trowel and
So
put up some privacy curtains
yes,
around
right.
it.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So I think we'll need a dedicated room for this if we're building it. So I
Yes.
think that's where we'll start then, is building some dedicated like extra rooms off the bridge.
Okay. Let's see what blueprints you have for.
I think we have
base
basic
components.
rooms. I wanna
Basic
say.
compartment sounds like a
A basic compartment, yeah, which is basically
Just a big ol'.
I think
Is that the
that's-
small one or is that the?
I was trying to remember. That is
Ah,
the
it is the
small
small
so
one.
it's
Yeah,
like
the tube.
it's like a hallway.
We
Yeah,
have not found the multi-purpose rooms.
yeah. The multi-purpose room you've not come across yet.
So I guess the
Um,
question is, do we have enough space?
A basic compartment will not hold a bioreactor.
I was gonna say,
But-
is there any room in the fridge?
You could probably cram one into the fridge,
Okay.
maybe two. And with a little technical and mechanical engineering checks, you could probably stuff one into the tub and basically convert it into a floating power source.
Which is not a bad idea.
especially delivered on the island.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good for that. Yeah, two bioreactors in the fridge, kind of cram us in for now.
Yeah, it's basically going to take up any extra space you had for like
Here's an idea.
sleeping and things like that, but there are 2 empty cryo beds.
Because
now.
what I'm thinking though is that we make a little like on stilts compartments for beds. So like we have our own little like rooms, little tube rooms almost. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I follow.
So that way we wouldn't have to have sleeping room in the fridge and we wouldn't have to worry about space.
Okay, so you're planning to build the stilt thing in the fridge?
Yeah, the 2 bioreactors in the fridge, and then build a bunch of small compartments off to the side in the shallows, just on kind of off the bridge, so that we can sleep in those instead of having to sleep in a cramped fridge.
Okay. I
Yeah.
follow. Yeah, like a single basic compartment would be big enough as to be like not a big
Like a
bedroom,
dorm
but
bedroom
maybe a
almost.
small-
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cramped, but some personal space.
Japanese cubicle hotel.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh no, those are terrible. No.
Yeah.
Oh.
A little bit bigger than
Mhm.
that.
Oh, so like full-size Japanese apartment.
Woo.
like I don't know, maybe the size of that room that you're in there.
So for those
Hey,
that don't
that's
know,
pretty
that
decent.
my hatred is well founded. I've lived in Japan for the last 5 years.
I can
So
imagine.
it's
Yeah.
real life experience.
And to be fair, we do have narrow beds, so I think we'd be fine. Listen, beggars can't
Yes.
be choosers. I just want somewhere to sleep that isn't next.
There's a lovely cave. All I'm saying.
Listen, I don't want to sleep in a cave. I know caves. Stuff lives in caves.
Yeah, me.
You're not helping the crazy, by the way.
I think it's funny that we basically have this super high-tech sci-fi living area over in the shallows, and then you have Wilfred, who's literally become a
It's,
caveman
oh my god.
on the island.
But
Every
I'm a
time-
caveman with diamonds.
You are. And no way to use them. You're the richest man on the island. Yeah, so if everyone's cool with that, I'll work on that.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then, will you be going back to the island before the evening is
Well,
done?
it's sort of afternoon, right?
Yeah, it's probably around 3 or 4 in the
So
afternoon.
once Boris empties the graph spheres, actually I want to
Uh-huh.
ask, how long would it take to haul the tub to the island with these 2 sig lights we have?
Because we did paddle it.
Yeah. So with the engines and the sail, because the
that's
wind's
true.
actually blowing towards
is
the
true.
island.
Save the batteries.
So if you use the sail, maybe an hour,
No, not bad.
because
That's actually not bad at all.
yeah, because with the engines it was taking you
Half an hour.
what 30 minutes? Okay. So yeah, with the sail, it would take you about an hour, and with the sail and the engines, about half an hour to
Okay, so
haul.
I would
Boris
say,
asked-
wait till I'm done building everything, and then I'll give the fabricator to you, if that works.
so actually Boris catches
Um,
up with Tamsin on what she builds.
Okay.
So, for the sake, it's a sort of the D&D equivalent of just giving you a bag
Mhm.
of holding to not have to worry about inventory. The structure fabricator does have a battery, but I'm just gonna say it's like a self-charging battery
Cool.
that's
like,
not
can't use it
removable.
all day,
so you don't have to worry
but
about it.
Leave it for a day and it's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. But if you try to remove it, it'll break.
There's a Bosco brand bomb in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the small compartment will be like arms of star around the fridge.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Or at least around the bridge leading to the fridge bridge, if you will. Oh, it's not going to be the
Yeah.
Tubbin fridge anymore. Oh,
Awkward.
so yeah, it'll be 4 just kind of like facing into the bridge, and that way we can have walkways out to them.
It'll be the fridge and the cupboards.
So
Ooh.
they will have own doors, own hatches.
Yeah, they'll have their own hatches. They'll be closed off. I would presume they'd be stable enough. Raven, is that right?
Yeah, especially because you're basically building it on a foundation
okay.
that's already there. And yeah, I'll say they can have like their own opaque doors. If you want them to have like a window in the door, then you'd have to build the actual quote unquote hatch.
Yeah, I think we'll do windows later. I think for now, I think the door is
But
okay.
yeah, they sort of come with their own like pocket door.
So how to make these doors crab proof?
I think we'll need it's what, quartz and titanium for a hatch. Sorry, 2 quartz, 2 titanium.
yes.
'Cause it's glass and then 2 titanium.
And
Though, I mean, the hatch would not necessarily be.
Susie
Crab
yells
proof.
up
No,
to
that's
that
true.
on how to make it Boris proof.
Morris,
Make sure it can't get to any nuts and bolts. It really likes taking apart nuts and bolts. Also, I
Is-
named it Boris Jr.
oh god, this is why I didn't have kids. This is why I didn't have kids.
Yeah,
I
Susie, bolts, screws, any kind of nut or seam. If there's a
Make sure
significant
everything
seam,
is
it can get in
sealed.
there.
I can make it undismantlable, but not unopenable.
Yeah, I don't. Oh god. Well, you're taking it back to the island anyway, right? You're not keeping it here, right?
It's not a soul crab in this ocean.
No, but we can ferry them back at least. We can get them out of
These
here.
are shallows.
Yes, and we haven't had a problem with them yet. I'm kind of
Yet.
hoping that stays.
Hope.
Listen, I hoped that you wouldn't bring a toothy beast thing into the shallows, and look where that got me.
Oh, actually, Raven, what was the sweetie pie doing while Boris was emptying the traps?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Oh, that's true.
Were you, like throwing chum to it as you were taking out.
Yeah, it's trying to steal fish from you. It's not attacking you, but it is trying to get to the fish.
And
so
what do I
you
roll
might
for
have
the
to-
fish? 4d10?
That's
Yeah, I think it was 1d10 fish per
that's
per
not
trap.
bad,
Okay, 22 edible fish.
Nice, it's pretty good. Plus, you have the full meal that'll be ready at the end of the day on the island.
We'll bring them to the island for them to dry, I guess. Dry, get salted or
Okay.
whatever.
Well, you've got plenty of salt deposits.
Oh, enough salt to last till Judgment Day, or until Bosco shows up, whichever comes first.
It's kind of the same
Kinda.
thing, really.
Yeah, that's what they call the firing process is Judgment Day.
Quackers is going to develop a taste for salt at some point
Yeah.
and solve all of our problems.
Yeah.
So let's say for the bookkeeping.
Hmm.
That we just list all the things we built, and then we will remove.
Yeah,
the
I'll
totem,
make a list.
And then we install all this stuff in the fridge, except one bioreactor
Just going in the tub.
that goes in the tub. But we can't make an other fabricator yet.
No,
Start
so
with
in
careful
fact, you
materials.
could build the bioreactor on your way to the island.
Yeah.
Like, what if
No,
he
we
sits in
can't
the tub and builds it?
Oh, the structure fabricator is mobile.
Yeah, it's a handheld.
Yeah, it's handheld.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once I build all these things at the fridge, I'll hand it off to you, and you can sail back to Crazy Man Wilfred.
Do you want to stay here?
I think I want to stay here. I don't really trust the thing
Okay.
in the water.
So last thing I do is after constructing back the main door. I missed the verb. This time it's me, not
Also,
Boris.
Susie's
Rebuilding.
gonna go to Tamsin and be like, okay,
Reverse-
you're gonna be staying here. You need these. And she gives her feeding stick and the pouch of meat bits.
I'm not feeding your pet.
If you need to go in the water, make sure you have some. She'll leave you alone.
the water.
If you do,
If you do,
Then I'll be sure to not drive your crazy beast off. Certainly.
no, it's about it. It's the beats, not the beats you need.
she's not fully paying yet.
going in the ocean again.
Okay, what is the opposite of dismantling?
Reassembling?
Reassembling, right?
There you go.
Reassembling the door. This time I simply put a small welds on the bolts, on the nuts.
Ooh,
Okay.
Good call.
Okay. Yeah, you're talented enough and skilled enough with mechanical engineering. I'm not going to make you roll for
As
it.
soon as
Everybody
it's
likes
cooled
Uh,
down,
well,
welded
you're able to-
nuts.
Like,
as soon as it's cooled down, Susie brings over Boris Jr.
Gotta test it.
and tests Boris Jr. on the nuts.
Okay. It starts trying to disassemble the door.
Sorry.
It starts trying to disassemble the door, and it gets to those the nuts and bolts that have been spot welded essentially, and it starts chittering loudly. It is very frustrated that it cannot seem to
ooh, you made little Boris
pull these
angry.
things apart. It starts making chittering noises and pointing to the bolts, and it looks back at you, Susie. Like,
Susie's
why
like,
did you do
it
this?
just kind of gives you this.
It's okay.
It gives you this crab look of like, what the hell
How
is
could
this?
you betray me like this?
It's okay, Boris Jr. And she gives a treat.
Again, it's there's no perceptible change of eye features or anything, but you get the distinct impression that it is pouting as it eats this treat.
Spot welding works. You know, it may be actually useful to keep them around, like to check everything.
No,
It's okay, Boris Jr. He's like that.
I love him,
Oh my
but my
goodness.
love will be greater from the distance.
Like all good
for because I know some people have joined just recently. The Boris we're talking about is it's a dinner plate sized crab, but instead of legs and pincers, it has tentacles, and it's really good at taking things
This is one of
apart.
the reasons I love playing in your games, because we always have to give some weird caveat. Or like, no, this is another Boris, crab with 8 tentacles that likes to disassemble things.
Not the angry Russian Boris.
You know,
Yeah.
as you do,
As
as
you
you
do.
do. All right, so yeah, you're able to build everything, reassemble the door, and secure it with the welding. Anything else you want to do before leaving Tamsin all by herself at the fridge?
You play Don't Starve together with me, it'll be fine.
So there are. I didn't leave the graph spheres. Wait, I leave 2 graph spheres on. I bring 2 to the.
Good call. Good call.
2 to the fridge, and I take new batteries. Wait, I
Okay,
need 4 new
cool.
batteries. One
Okay.
this side, one the other side. So no graph spheres running.
Okay, that's fine. I
So
have
you
enough
have-
food to. It's just me.
6 empty batteries left to charge.
Okay, so I'll probably charge those overnight. How many like just kind of rubbish fish do we have to feed into the bioreactors, and how many do we need to do?
Well, there's a really easy way to get new rubbish fish. Just stick your legs in the seaweed.
Or I could find something, literally anything else, to not stick in the yeah.
Imagine we have much
Um,
less trash fish now that they've all been used to streets.
That's my presumption.
Well, no, she's been cutting them into small, like treat-sized bits, so she get like 4 pieces out of a bigger piece.
So, rather than make this super
Uh-huh.
duper crunchy, I'm just gonna say, you know, a good amount of scraps, or like say, the equivalent of, 16 edible fish in terms of mass, organic
Okay.
mass. It doesn't have to be edible fish. It can be literally any organic
We
matter.
have other fish.
It just has to take up that much
I'm good for
mass.
I know
Um,
you all may not be keen on using them, but perhaps kelp fruit, since they are larger.
Yeah, that would take up like a quarter of what you need for the day.
Since
for one
Susie is so
bioreactor.
keen to make friends with these creatures, maybe they're not as hard to get as they used to be.
Kind of.
I'm fine with
And they
that.
are extremely plentiful.
Yeah, I won't use all of them, obviously, but it's cost effective.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I'll do that, and I'll start charging the batteries.
You're just giving Susie more of an excuse to go out and tame things.
Yep, and more time for me to figure out how to keep her pet out of my feet.
Okay, then so Boris and Susie are heading over on the boat, hauling the tub behind them, right?
Right.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
As far as I
Yes,
knew.
okay.
Okay.
The very empty tub.
Yeah.
Do you want to drive, and Boris and I will make the bioreactor?
Well, Susie still has Boris attached.
That's true. Boris Jr. is still
How about-
requiring attention.
about-
Okay, so I will build the bioreactor once we are on.
Yeah, I'm a little busy here, Boris.
I'm busy here, Boris, with Boris.
I'm carrying your child, Boris.
Oh.
Oh.
No.
No.
No. No.
Susie regrets it as soon as she says it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Boris sees the regret and laughs.
Oh.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna rewind and redact that
let's-
comment.
That's.
So, somewhere Wilfred is just lashing himself with strands of kelp at the sins of those around him.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna redact that, and you make it to the island. The bioreactor, you have no problem building that, but you do see that the structure fabricator is low on battery and is recharging. Once you once you finish the words are hard. Once you finish the bioreactor, the fabricator says it's recharging. It's a lot of words in there. But Wilfred, you see Susie and Boris coming back with the boat and the tub.
Oh, delightful. Yeah, I'll go down to the shore and greet them so they aren't all confused and stuff at the lean-to not being there anymore.
Okay.
Well, hello there, friends.
Hey. We found, and they said I couldn't tame things. Want to see what I tamed?
I'm not going near the water.
That's okay. I'll bring him to you.
Yeah, I'm
He
just
crawls out. She's got like
I'm
a
just-
mass on her side of her arm and face.
I'm
Boris
just going
Jr..
to leave.
This is oh, come on, come on, come and check out Boris Jr. She's chasing after Wilfred.
Okay. All right.
So Boris will pass the fish to Owen.
Okay. Owen and Lyle take the fish, and they get to work
Oh, and
preserving them with salt. And
let's
everything.
say we use our muscles to actually haul the tap out of the water as far as possible.
Yeah. Everybody who's gonna help with that, give me a mic check.
So roll for those two.
Susie's tormenting Wilfred.
Yeah, obviously.
13. Wow, we are so powerful.
We do have a bunch of D6.
I've got Owen here. Owen's got an 18. We've got Lyle. Lyle
Yeah.
with its.
Bunch of wimps.
So, yeah, you do have a bunch of D6s if anybody wants to use one. So far, Owen's the only one that's making any headway with this.
As far as we can. Well said. So apparently we can't far.
Okay. Yeah, it's like half in the water, half
Okay,
in the
so
sand on the.
plan changes. We'll try to
edge.
just anchoring somehow so it doesn't get taken.
That works. You can use the cabling that you've got to like tie it to a big rock or something like that. It's not gonna float away easily.
Or throw rocks inside or just block it with rocks. Well, we'll do something.
Okay. And Wilfred, as you're trying to help with this thing,
Wilfred wasn't
try to
helping.
tug on it, and
Or Wilfred was Wilfred helping.
Yeah, I tried to.
Wilfred was helping. You go to try to help with this and tug, and unfortunately your footing is a little bit off, and so you slip on some of the wet sand, and you kind of end up wet.
Oh, well. Not too bad.
All right, so it's a little bit later in the day. It's still light out, but it's probably what, like imagine 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
So we also need to tell them that there is a reactor on board.
Yeah.
Oh, and then and there is a reactor in tap for organic fuel. Just feed it, well, organic fuel. Everything that's organic. You have a lot of that here.
Certainly. I think we can manage that.
But there's nothing to power. That's the problem. We are missing some corals for the fabricator. Maybe
Well,
we'll try searching them in the morning.
Yeah, well, there's a will, there's a way, and I'm sure we'll find whatever it is that we're searching for.
Okay. So yeah, meal. Susie,
Okay.
just is it time to let it go?
But I love him.
Okay, let's let it go in our cove. And I need my PDA back. Now we know the solution.
Okay. Susie goes and takes Boris Jr. out to the shallows, or out into the water.
Okay. If you're going to like the tide pool,
Yeah, tide pool sort of area.
Perfect. As you set him down, you notice he actually seems to not want to go into the water. He just sort of sits on the side of it.
Okay, little guy, you gotta head home now.
Well, maybe he's home on the beach, not in the water.
Okay.
Isn't night?
Starts reluctantly heading back to base.
Do I get my PDA back? Is
Yes.
our fish trap in the cove dismantled or working?
It's still working.
Okay,
Nothing
so-
else was
So
disassembled.
nothing will be recorded.
Susie, yeah, as you look over your shoulder, one last time over at Boris Jr., you notice he starts walking or crawling or however you do that with tentacles on land. Starts moving towards the mountain.
Huh. Did not expect those things to live on a mountain.
Yeah. Tamsin, real quick before we finish up with everybody else, did you keep any fish or food or water for yourself?
Yes, we said so.
Yes.
Okay.
From
good.
the from the Grav Sphere specifically.
Okay, good. Because I just realized that's like, oh wait, everybody's on the island except
Yep,
for Tamsin.
Tamsin does not get part of the
The big-
mushroom feast.
Okay. Okay. Well then, is there anything else that you all want to do on this day and evening?
We just assume we got water and food without rolling, right? Or do we roll?
On
Yeah,
the island, at least.
yeah. Everybody on the island can just assume that they're full as far as how that relates to the character sheets. Do they need to just roll until they're full, or is there a way to
no.
just automatically?
If we assume that everybody is full, we don't need to press new day button, because that's
Oh,
for
okay,
setting
right.
the penalties if there are penalties.
I was gonna say I still have mine from last time, so I don't think we
Exactly.
actually did it today.
We didn't press nobody.
Okay. In that case, yeah, just assume everybody, including Tamsin.
Okay.
Just take
Take however many
you know,
out. Okay.
Yeah. Guesstimate. Give yourself above average
Okay.
on the rolls for it. Okay. Anything else that anybody wants to do?
I would if I can figure out how the heck I'm doing this in my where are we? Court 6. I was looking at stuff. I think I would like to make some enameled glass before I go to bed.
Okay. Yeah. Just go ahead and
Yeah,
take the materials out for
Okay.
that, but you absolutely can.
yeah. I would make 3 because no one else is around to stop me.
You're a
Yeah.
mad
A
woman.
woman with a fabricator. So
Six
yeah,
quarts, six
six
quarts and
quarts.
3 teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find
um,
it hilarious that when nobody's around to stop you, you make enamel crafts. When nobody's around to stop me, I make a bomb.
Yeah. pretty much.
different strokes. I'm going to build an observatory for myself. It's purely selfish, but I'm going to pretend that it's for the benefit of everyone. It's not. It's for me.
Okay.
So once,
Where are you building?
well,
that?
once I have the structure fabricator back when they come back, I'll sort that out.
Oh, right.
But that's where my telescope's going to live. It's probably going to be attached to my room or my tube.
That makes sense.
Screw
Maybe
all
let's
of
choose
y'all.
something that doesn't include old person sex thing in the raid cry.
Oh God.
But that's the funny one. That is
Oh.
funny. Okay, well in that case, Susie, Lyle, Owen, Wilfred, and Boris, you all enjoy a very filling and quite delicious meal of these edible cave mushrooms, and probably a couple of fish in there, I'm sure, and beach cactus fruit for the water and all that. And again, it's a very satisfying meal, a nice, pleasant evening, and you're able to go to sleep in the lean-to, I presume, in the cave. That's where you all sleep. And it's quite a pleasant night. Is there anybody that doesn't sleep in the cave?
I'm all about that cave life.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will take that as a no.
Makes
Okay.
sense to
no,
Boris.
and that-
Susan's like sleeping near where Boris is sleeping.
Okay. And I'm going to say that Lyle and Owen say yes because they're not here to say otherwise. So you all
Okay, may I
are
may I do
inside.
something?
Sure.
If PDA has camera, can I turn into a motion detector?
You could try to program that. It doesn't default
Okay.
with that option, but you could try to program it too.
Okay.
It would be tech engineering.
17.
17. That is not enough.
Would the dice change this?
A D6 could get you something.
Okay, I'll try it.
It. Okay.
Do it, Boris.
No. Okay. I wasted a
Oh,
dice.
so close, but not quite. All right. Well, in that case, we are going to wrap up our session here by. Oops, not mine. Cast D6. There we go. We're going to wrap it up by having the camera pan away, so only the audience sees as our survivors fall asleep, and you hear somebody snoring. You see little Boris Jr. come crawling out of one of the little holes in the cave and go outside the cave entrance, followed by 7 of his little friends as they start crawling out and moving towards the boat.
Oh no.
And that's where we're going to end our session. So that was a lot of fun. I'm excited to see what you find next week. But hey, nobody died or even came close to dying this week, so that's
There's even more
that's
of us.
progress.
Yeah.
So well done. But before we go on a raid, real quick, I wanted to take us a second to mention again our sponsors, Fundamental RPG, which this system runs on a mod for that system. So it's built on Fundamental RPG First Edition, and then I basically added a bunch of stuff in for the survival aspect. And then also Grinding Coffee Company. So if you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVVYN, you'll get 13% off your order, and it's really freaking good coffee. I am a coffee fanatic. Tried a lot of coffee, and I can honestly say it's really, really good. It's worth the price. With that, let's talk to our cast and see what their favorite parts were, where we can find the next and all that, and then we're going to go on a raid. So let's start with Alex. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part is just how much Tamsin is not here for this anymore. Tamsin is just done. She wants nothing to do with any of it anymore, goddammit. And I love it.
I came out here to study the stars.
You came out here to study the stars, and now you're stuck with a 15-year-old who wants the same thing.
It's true.
You can find me on Thursday at Jay's channel with Eknorlax and Dr. Ram, where we're all playing Don't Starve together. We have a lot of fun. My girlfriend says that we have great, on-screen chemistry. And then again, back here for Animus, as well as I will be doing a lot of moderating in the Ravens, the Black Feather Guild 24-hour Ravens birthday stream, which y'all should come
Birthday
to.
stream on Friday.
Yeah.
Some amazing games lined up.
Yes.
Holy shit.
It's going to be awesome. Fantastic. Next, we got Zan. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'm Zan. Always an absolute pleasure to be on, Raven. If y'all are curious, y'all can catch me at insanitygaming.com or twitter.com/insanityttrpg for all your content creation, GM needs, all that good stuff. All that fun kind of stuff. Where you can catch me next will be Thursday on Attack Trick's channel. He's doing a one-shot of a game called Capers that I have never played before, but I'm sure it's going to be a delightful time. He's a good feller, so I'm always happy to be on his channel. I'll be on Brambleberry Games on Friday for the brief amount of time that I am not participating in Raven's birthday stream. Yeah. And the weekend I'll probably be on Polish channel because I'm a busy little beaver. As far as my
That's a lot.
what?
That's a lot of games.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a real masochist. As far as my favorite part this time, I like that we are cavemen now. I really enjoy that. It's very cathartic to me. I like small, comfortable places like caves, just as a person, and the fact that my preacher now lives in a cave is he's a real life hermit. They abandoned him for one day, and then he decided to be a hermit. So
He's following the book of Obi-Wan.
oh
right?
yeah. The Obi-Wan the Wanderer, not Obi-Wan the Jedi. Oh yeah, it's the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it on my end though.
All right. And then next we've got Jay. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
I would say my favorite part was kind of at the start where Tamsin and Wilfred had a little just honest heart to heart, because it showed who we are as people and what we're willing to tell. And I think it solidified the fact that Tamsin doesn't necessarily not trust Wilfred, but is willing to learn to trust Wilfred. Who knows if that's gonna last?
It's all gonna hit the fan sooner or later.
Eventually. I'm so excited for it. As for me, you can find me on my own channel at Alien Jays here on Twitch tomorrow, where I'll be doing like 7 or 8 hours of streaming, playing Titanfall 2 all the way through. Then on Thursday, as Alex
Nice.
said, with Econorlax and Alex and Dr. Ram, playing some Don't Starve. And then on Friday and Saturday, you can find me here on the Blackfeather Guild, where I'll be taking part in the 35th birthday of Raven. Lovely. And I'll also be running a game and then playing in a game on Saturday because I'm an idiot. And I have no self-control. Otherwise, you could...
I mean,
Right. Otherwise, you can
Totally can't relate to that.
find me on Twitter at Alien Jays as well. I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be good.
I am too. It's gonna be fun. Last but certainly not least, we've got Econorlax. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
This session was such a barrel of laughs that I have trouble picking a favorite moment. I liked how we just knew something is in the air with the little crab, but it didn't happening yet. You see nothing. You see everything in order. Oh, the tension. So yeah, I'm Econorlax. You can find me on Jay's channel, as was already mentioned, on Raven's birthday on Friday, as also already mentioned, and on Polish channels playing with Zan. They wait. Yeah, day later we would.
That's next weekend. It's every other
Right?
weekend.
Oh right, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's not this weekend. It's next.
So
weekend.
I will be hanging on Raven's channel from like Friday evening, Friday morning US time till Saturday afternoon, counting the Void
Yeah.
Cavalcade. Oh yeah,
It's gonna be a wild 48 hours. Awesome. My favorite part, definitely one of my favorite parts, was making you all just go, why? What is that roll? Why did you phrase it that way?
Evil.
It's fun to mess with y'all. I'm sorry. But also your reactions to the little crab octopus thing was great. How you tried to find it, how you tried to outsmart it. It was really fun watching you try to track this thing down, and then your reaction when you saw what it actually was at the end. So I think that was my favorite part. You can find me next. What is today? Tuesday. So tomorrow I'll be back here at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the Tickfall files. And then I will be frantically working on overlays and things like that for Friday, with the big 24-hour stream followed by Sci-Fi Saturday right after that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. We're gonna go raid Dark Aardvark. Just double check, make sure they are still live. Yes. So probably see some familiar faces over there, but Dark Aardvark is amazing. Give her a follow if you're not following her already. And you'll probably notice Saito over there as well, who's going to be doing the birthday stream with us also. So, but yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to all the players for being wonderful and amazing. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.